Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to a live and interactive online training on artificial intelligence and robotics in education. This is our 6-day online training program where we are focusing on this beautiful combination of artificial intelligence and robotics and how they are transforming the entire school education in a big way. They have revolutionized the way we impart knowledge, the way teaching learning process takes place, and I think that's the beauty of this new concept. आज हमारा इस ट्रेनिंग सेशन का लास्ट डे है और लास्ट डे में हमने टॉपिक लिया है बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग. इट इज़ राइट देयर ऑन योर स्क्रीन. दिस इज़ AI in everyday life, क्लासरूम फ्रेंडली एग्जाम्पल्स. अब हम AI के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं, जान रहे हैं और कुछ लोगों को लग रहा है बहुत टेक्निकल है, बट इट्स नॉट टेक्निकल. हम इसे एवरी डे ऑलरेडी यूज़ कर रहे हैं, बहुत टाइम से यूज़ करते आ रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट अब सिर्फ हम इसको एक्नॉलेज कर रहे हैं कि हमें इसको एजुकेशन में भी लाना है. और जब हम बात करते हैं स्किल इंडिया की, डिजिटल इंडिया की, विकसित भारत की, तो AI और रोबोटिक्स यही हैं फ्यूचर ट्रेंड्स. आप हमारा ये ट्रेनिंग सेशन देख रहे हैं हमारे PME विद्या चैनल्स 6 to 12 पर और साथ ही साथ हमारे YouTube हैंडल NCERT ऑफिशियल पर. और आज की ट्रेनिंग सेशन से जुड़े हुए आपके बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे. प्लीज़ फील फ्री टू गेट इन टच विद अस. हमारा फ़ोन नंबर है 8800444059. वी ऑल्सो हैव अ डेडिकेटेड email ID फॉर यू, दैट इज़ diksha.training@CIET.nic.in. और हमारे YouTube हैंडल NCERT ऑफिशियल के लाइव चैट बॉक्स में भी आप अपने क्वेश्चंस, सजेशंस और फीडबैक हमें दे सकते हैं. Now, before I actually introduce you all to my guests for the session, it's time for me to tell you about something very important. It's a training program, which means there is going to be an assessment on the last of the training session, that's today. आज जब सेशन खत्म होगा, there is going to be a launch of assessment courses. अगर आप उन्हें attempt करते हैं, 70% से ज़्यादा मार्क्स स्कोर करते हैं, तो फिर आपको एक सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाएगा, which you can download from Diksha portal. This training session is open for all. So, if you're a teacher, educator, student, parent, member from general public, we request you to kindly pay attention और आप हमारे सभी सेशंस को ध्यान से देखें. अगर आपने कुछ सेशन मिस आउट कर दिए, लाइव सेशंस, तो उनके अपलोडेड वर्जन्स अवेलेबल हैं हमारे YouTube हैंडल NCERT ऑफिशियल पर भी. हम जब अपनी बात करते हैं एजुकेशन की, NEP 2020 के रिकमेंडेशन के अकॉर्डिंग हमारी एजुकेशन ब्लेंडेड मोड से होनी चाहिए ताकि हर किसी को इस नॉलेज का फ़ायदा मिल सके जो हम देना चाह रहे हैं. चाहे रेगुलर स्कूलिंग से हो, नॉन कन्वेंशनल स्कूलिंग से हो, आप डिस्टेंस से पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, आप एक जिसे हम कहते हैं नॉर्मल बच्चे हों या फिर यूर अ चाइल्ड विद स्पेशल नीड्स, हर किसी के लिए NEP 2020 के अकॉर्डिंग एजुकेशन अवेलेबल होना चाहिए, हर सब्जेक्ट अवेलेबल होना चाहिए. और AI इस काम को ईजी बनाती है, नॉट जस्ट फॉर स्टूडेंट्स बट फॉर टीचर्स एज वेल. और ये सब कैसे होता है, आज इसी बारे में हम डिटेल में जानेंगे इन द लास्ट सेशन. सो प्लीज़ वेलकम माई गेस्ट फॉर द सेशन. वी हैव विद अस मिस सिमरत सरकारिया. मैम इज मैनेजर DWP, दैट इज डिजिटल वर्क प्लेस सोल्यूशंस from HCL Technologies. Ma'am, namaskar and very warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Harpreet. Thank you.
So, ma'am, today we are in the last day of this entire training program that we took up, since last week. और
Yes.
6 day means इसके बाद courses होंगे, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने इस पूरी ट्रेनिंग सेशन को रैप अप भी करेंगे, आज के टॉपिक पर फोकस भी करेंगे. हम AI की बहुत बात कर चुके हैं, रोबोटिक्स की बहुत बात कर चुके हैं, लेकिन अब हम आज फोकस करेंगे एग्जाम्पल्स पर कि एवरीडे लाइफ में, चाहे वो एजुकेशन है, हमारा प्रोफेशन है, वर्क प्लेस है, कहाँ या फिर हमारी रूटीन लाइफ है, रूटीन चोर्स हैं, AI हमें देखने को मिलता है. तो मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन आपसे यही है, वेयर डू वी सी AI इन एवरीडे लाइफ? और एजुकेशनल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी आप बताएं कि स्कूल सिनेरियो में कहाँ देखने को मिलता है.
So basically when we're talking about AI, it's not like we have to kind of differentiate कि यहाँ available है और यहाँ हमें AI देखने मिल रहा है और वहाँ नहीं देखने मिल रहा है. It's basically every day, everywhere, starting from the school classrooms to the teachers meeting rooms or their teachers area where their teachers kind of unwind once the class is done, or it is the school corridors. Basically everywhere हम स्कूल में apps यूज़ कर रहे हैं, हम स्कूल में ऐसे tabloids यूज़ कर रहे हैं, tablets बच्चे यूज़ कर रहे हैं जिसके अंदर AI के फीचर्स हैं. अगर हम अपने स्कूल कॉरिडोर्स देखें तो वहाँ पे हम CCTV देख रहे हैं जहाँ से we are keeping an eye on the teachers and the students. Obviously the school management is keeping an eye on the teachers as well as the students, whereas there are parents sitting at home who've got access to these CCTVs and they're keeping an eye on the progress of their child, or they're looking after also things like safety of the child while they are in the school premises. So it's everywhere in the school, and this is not something which we can ignore or we cannot consider while we are doing our daily life. One has to be aware, but of course these things are there to make life easier, like we've been insisting on, that this is not something which is a devil there or a demon which we have to kind of save ourselves from. This is something, this is the technology of today which we have to consider and take in parallel to anything we do, whether it's school education, whether it's our professional careers. Today we going into an office. If I enter my office, there's a biometric system there which is taking in whether I've come to the office or I've not come to the office, the number of hours I'm there in the office. If we are having a hybrid workplace, how do the offices or the HRs, they come to know कि आप 3 दिन आए हो या 2 दिन आए हो अपने office. It's only these biometric systems which are taking the data, also processing it, and then there is an analysis done on the basis of it, that okay, you kind of are fulfilling the requirements of whatever your HR policy is, or any policy for that matter which any particular organization has.
Right. So ma'am, you just mentioned a lot of things जहाँ पे हमें workplace में या real life scenarios में AI काफ़ी देखने को मिलता है ना. There is one thing very important, क्योंकि हम school education के context में भी हम focus करना चाहते हैं. जब हम school scenarios की बात करते हैं तो आज ये need of the hour क्यों बन चुका है? हर कोई क्यों stress कर रहा है कि AI school में होना चाहिए? It's very important.
I think more than stressing, it is something we cannot do without. अगर आज हम school education देखें, it's not that something which has to be हमें सिखाना पड़ेगा या memorize करना पड़ेगा. It's not a chapter from the history book which we have to learn, or it's not a kind of a story which has to be told. It is something which is existing. It is there in the ecosystem, whether it's the educational ecosystem, the social ecosystem. It's everywhere. So one has to understand the fact that school are the very formative years of your life. ये वो टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस है जो आपकी पर्सनालिटी डिज़ाइन करता है, आपका वैल्यू सिस्टम क्रिएट करता है. सो जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि द सूनर इट गेट्स इंट्रोड्यूस इट्स बेटर. सो आई थिंक इट्स द नीड ऑफ द आवर, प्लस इट हैज़ टू बी इंट्रोड्यूस एट द राइट टाइम. If at this time when we are doing other things and we are learning and the students are learning about other concepts in the class, this is the best way for them to learn about AI.
True.
Rather than for them to have it at their higher education level and consider it as something which they are not familiar with, and that makes it difficult, that makes it very confusing for them. So the sooner the better, I would say.
Yes.
So also when we talk about artificial intelligence in the school, it's basically we have to understand that artificial intelligence refers to the ability of the computer systems to perform tasks that are typically require human intelligence. Again, having said that, does not mean that the human beings are not required. It just means that it is making life easier, simpler. How they help school education is by understanding the language, by recognizing patterns, taking decisions for us, and learning through experience. In the classroom context, AI-powered tools observe how students interact with the content, identifies the gaps in understanding, and kind of customizes or provides personalized educational experiences for the children who are not able to perform as well as the others. So there is a kind of a comparative analysis which the AI tools do for us in the school environments, which help us kind of personalize the education for the children. So we talked about the core capabilities of AI when we talk about natural language processing, basically trying to understand when we talk about facilities like speech to text, text to speech. These are the kind of features of AI which help make it possible. We talk about machine learning, where we're trying to understand things through examples, through learning experiences, and try to better our responses. Whether it comes to pattern recognition, you've done that for something you have done for a long period of time. AI tools help the teachers identify where there are gaps between the teacher learning as well as the student learning, how these things can be better improved in the future. Predictive analytics is when you are seeing a performance of a child over time and you are kind of you are kind of comparing how they did it in the first grade, how did performed in the second grade, or there are few tests which they've taken over a period of time, and you are kind of comparing the performance. This tells you what are the areas you need to work on, so that the teachers can have a customized plan. Like we say, you know, for instance, you go to a medical store, you just have a certain illness. It's not you just want the medicine for the whole body. You have a headache, you want to address the headache at the right
That's
time.
right.
So the same way for the teachers to know which is the particular area the child needs help with. For them to make that sort of an analysis, it's very important that these tools become a part of the school education so that the teachers can better design their curriculums, design their classroom teachings, and also their lessons for that matter.
I think that's very important and very well said, that it totally depends on the kind of learner you have so that you can customize the content accordingly. It's a big responsibility on the shoulders of the teachers. Now, how does teacher, deliver this thing? I mean, आई एम श्योर कि वहाँ हमारे पास डिफरेंट तरह के AIs अवेलेबल हैं, तभी हम ये सब चीज़ें कर पाते हैं. हमारे पास स्कूल एजुकेशन के लिए कुछ AI टूल्स होंगे, हमारे पास अपनी जनरल लाइफ को इजी बनाने के कुछ AI टूल्स होंगे. जैसे एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल है मैम, रियल लाइफ में हम स्मार्टफोन्स यूज़ कर रहे हैं, रिकमेंडेशंस हमें आ जाती हैं जैसे हम कुछ सर्च करते हैं, तो वो भी एक तरह से AI पावर टूल है जो अंडरस्टैंड करता है हमारी चॉइसेस को और हमें वही चीज़ें दिखाता है बार बार. सो अगर हम ये से डिफरेंट तरह के AI टूल्स को समझने की कोशिश करें, सो आप उन्हें कैसे कैटेगराइज करेंगे?
So basically we have these AI tools which are for specific activity. For instance, you want to prepare a lesson. There is EduAid is a AI tool which you can use while you are kind of making a personalized lesson plan for a class, where you would tell the tool that okay, this is a. So we've got this demo which was shown by Ms. Payal in the previous sessions, where we've shown how a lesson plan is made. Basically, the teacher has to tell the subject she wants to teach, what level of class it is, whether it is a basic level, it is an intermediate level, or it is an advanced class. So you give that kind of an instruction to the tool that this is the lesson plan I'm preparing, I want a lesson plan for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and the tool makes a plan for you according to your needs and which kind of fits in the bill for you. If tomorrow you want to make a lesson plan which is for a 30 minutes class, you can do it, you can change it accordingly. For instance, you have a session where you want to show a lot of pictures, you want a visual experience for the children. You can always tell the tool that look, I want to have a class where I want to have a lesson plan where I can show all these historic monuments to the children, or I am doing a science experiment in the class and I want you to show me the step-by-step guide for that kind of an experiment. The tool gives you what kind of information you need. So you imagine you're doing a very efficient way of teaching, but at the same time it's more effective because the children, with the kind of visual experience they'll get, with the kind of images they'll see, or with the step-by-step guide they'll get because of the AI tool, it'll make their life so much easier. So going ahead, we'll talk about the different types of artificial intelligence, where we talk about the narrow artificial intelligence or the weak artificial intelligence as of today, where we are talking about one specific task which has been given to a AI tool, and then it kind of fulfills that task and we get the required result. In times to come, of course, AI is going to be more advanced, and it is aiming to be at a general AI level where it's going to be a stronger AI. When I talk about stronger AI, it's going to be like multitasking, taking things together. Whereas that is not something, that is research and that's going to be something in the future. But at the same time, it's not something to be scared of. Even if it does multiple tasks in parallel, doesn't mean it takes away your jobs or the teachers are going to be redundant. This is how technology improves from A to B. So that's what is going to happen going forward. When we talk about the AI in everyday devices, like you said, Harpreet, it's everywhere. Basically, you've got a ChatGPT on your phone or you've got a Gemini on your phone. These are things which are making life easier. These are things which are sorting out stuff. You are not having the time to write, or you're not able to type it. You're just telling the AI tool that, look, this is what I want to know, can you please help me? And it's responding to you back. Instead of transcribing it, it's telling you, it is speaking out to you, which is something which just is so much easier. We've talked about weather predictions, or we're talking about small things, small activities in the house, like we've discussed about the home appliances in the past, which make lives like vacuum cleaners, blenders in the kitchens, which make microwaves. What are they? They are all in a way tools which are making life easier.
Yes. So ma'am, In a nutshell, we can say that AI is everywhere. It's just that how smartly we're using it to, obtain maximum benefits from the same is what really matters. अब हम बात करते हैं मैम, बिकॉज आपने बोला कि पर्सनलाइज कंटेंट आप कर सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, इसको थोड़ा सा और इलेबोरेटली समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि जब हम बात करते हैं पर्सनलाइज कंटेंट की, तो उसमें क्या इंक्लूड करते हैं हम? उसमें हम लेसन प्लानिंग इंक्लूड करते हैं, या जो हमारे लर्नर्स, डाइवर्स लर्नर्स हैं, उनकी नीड के हिसाब से एनिमेशन, ऑडियो या पीपीटी जैसे भी क्रिएट करना है वो कंटेंट वो इंक्लूड करते हैं, असेसमेंट्स इंक्लूड करते हैं. तो ये जो पर्सनलाइजेशन ऑफ कंटेंट इज एन अम्ब्रेला टर्म, इसके अंतर्गत क्या क्या चीज़ें आती हैं?
सो दिस इज़ अ वेरी वाइड टर्म. जैसे आपने बोला, ये बहुत बड़ा टर्म है जिसके अंदर बहुत कुछ आता है. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट लर्निंग पाथ कस्टमाइजेशन, बेसिकली जब हम लर्निंग पाथ है, फॉर इंस्टेंस योर लर्निंग पाथ वुड बी वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम माई लर्निंग पाथ. लाइक वी बीन टॉकिंग दैट कई बच्चे लिख के सीखते हैं, कई बच्चे पढ़ के सीखते हैं, कई बच्चे कुछ देख के सीखते हैं. Considering that today we have facilities like we can access a YouTube video and try to learn from it, is basically making us believe that there are different ways of learning. You don't have to just be sitting in a classroom. If you are on a go, you're traveling, you put a, you want to listen from a podcast, that is all possible today. So every learning path is different, and we are able to customize it because we have got AI tools to identify that probably this child will learn better from this combination of things rather than just the usual textbook education, which makes all the difference. Also, when we talk about adaptive assessments, for instance, there is a child in the class who is not as good as the other, but if we have the similar sort of assessments, that's like discouraging the child, because every time he'll fail, or probably he'll not score as well as the other classmates. So that's a very discouraging way which we would have to give up with, considering there are so many stresses in the school children also these days. If you have an adaptive assessments which are customized to a particular child, it just makes their life easier. Also, these kind of assessments, they help the teachers understand what are the requirements and plan their lessons accordingly. Also, when we talk about the instant feedback loops, what is a feedback? So, when the children are performing as per their capabilities, and we are getting the feedback as to, if they have improved, if they have not improved, we do not have to stick to what we have been doing so far. We can just make changes. ये teachers के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है that अगर A चीज़ से नहीं समझ आ रहा तो B route अपनाना पड़ेगा, C route अपनाना पड़ेगा. You cannot say that I have one size that fits all and I have to just follow that, which is not the way forward.
So you're right. In fact, instead of saying not as good as others, we must encourage the child for the unique abilities that he or she possesses, और उसके accordingly हम अपने पूरे lesson को plan कर सकते हैं. I think यहाँ पे बच्चों को तो हम encourage करते ही करते हैं, but teachers भी बहुत empowered feel करते हैं, और teachers की जो ये empowerment है, it is absolutely necessary, क्योंकि उनको ना सिर्फ अपने students के future को बिल्ड करना है, बल्कि आगे जो आने वाले टीचर्स हैं उनके लिए भी एज ए रोल मॉडल खुद को इस्टेब्लिश करना है. तो मैम, हम बात करते हैं कि ये जो सारा AI का खेल है इन एजुकेशन, हाउ इट इज़ एक्चुअली एम्पावरिंग द टीचर्स?
So it's empowering the teachers by giving them a lot of time. It is giving them a lot of time to be creative, to be spending more time with the students rather than spending time on the tasks which can be easily automated, can be looked after by a simple tool. They don't have to really invest. See, we all have a certain amount of time in a class, whether it's a maths teacher or it's an English teacher. You have to have a certain sort of a plan for conducting your classes. When I say conducting your classes, the lessons which you are planning or the curriculum which you have in the frame for the students, it has to be planned in a way that it is more efficiently deliver. When the teachers have these tools, it just makes life so much easier for them. They can plan spending more time with the students, kind of have interactive sessions with them. If I am teaching a class with a video, we all sit together and we watch a video. I might understand a particular point from that video. You might not understand the particular point from the video. But what we take away as a group is that we've collaboratively done an activity together. True. And then the teacher kind of sits with the children, spends time with them, understands what particular take is from what a child particularly takes from that session, and if they have any questions, the teacher addresses it. There can be times when the child is very inquisitive and he wants to ask way more than what what's there in the video. So that kind of curiosity level increases when we have these learning lessons planned in a way that they are very, very efficient and effective.
Right.
Also, when we talk about the curriculum designing, you know, we have to understand that every age of education requires a certain sort of reinventing. So this is a time when the teachers also have to reinvent. So considering that we talk about the NEP and this NCF coming in, it's just because it's time that we have to upgrade ourselves to the times and requirements of the students, and that's what is happening. Also, when we talk about teaching aid, we talk about the auto grading and the assignment feedbacks. There was a time when the teachers had to sit with a lot of answer sheets and assess every answer sheet. See, it's not humanly possible if you see to have that kind of a attention span with all the students equally, but a system doesn't kind of differentiate. If it has 50 answer sheets or worksheets to check, probably it'll pay the same amount of attention to the first and to the last. So this is the kind of a thing which we have to incorporate in our teachings, because these auto grading and assessment platforms for the teachers would be so much easier. They would make their life easier. Also, the assessment results would be way faster than they used to be, considering that, you know, we have a very fast paced life, you know. So if we have those results prepared for us, or a automated system does that for us, the teachers just have to pick up those results, discuss it with the children as well as with the parents at their whenever they are giving the feedback, and this just helps it and makes it more efficient. Also, the content differentiation. When we talk about content differentiation, all classes have to be diverse. Also, considering the language barriers. Every child comes with the language barriers. There is a mother tongue which we are very familiar with. There could be, we come to a different city, we come to a different board of the school. Today you've shifted from an ICSE to a CBSE, or from a CBSE to an IB school. Your level of understanding in terms of what language you're used to kind of changes. So these kind of classroom tools help you kind of upgrade yourself, help you understand things way better, because you can take help, which is very much there. You know, you want a Google translator to translate anything for you, whether it's for the teacher or it's the student. It does not kind of differentiate. It does an equally good job. If you think मेरा ये क्लास में मैं ये क्लास हिंदी में better deliver कर सकती हूँ, the Google Translator helps you do that in Hindi. You can take you want certain words you don't understand. There are certain English words you want to simplify for your students. Just take their help, you know, it's very much there. It's very much there for everybody to access. There's nothing extraordinary about it. You just have to take the help and make your daily lessons easier, so that the children are able to understand better.
So in a way हम कह सकते हैं कि teachers भी empower होते हैं. They can divert their time and energy into planning more beautiful lessons and innovation, creativity जो impart करनी है students में, rather than just doing the monotonous work. और वही एक one-to-one communication miss हो जाए, किसी learner की आप need ना समझ पाओ, तो better है कि आप कुछ काम delegate कर दो AI को. It will make your life easy and job easy. ऑल्सो जब आप बात करते हैं कि AI हेल्प करता है टीचर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स को, असेसमेंट्स की हमने बात करी, प्रोजेक्ट्स की भी हमने बात करी, कि असाइनमेंट्स जब हमें लेसन प्लान तो हमने कर लिया, अब हमें स्टूडेंट्स को टास्क देना है, व्हाट दे हैव अंडरस्टूड इन द क्लास. हम उन्हें असाइनमेंट्स देते हैं, फिर असाइनमेंट्स के बेसिस पे हम उनका असेसमेंट भी करते हैं. तो जो असाइनमेंट्स और प्रोजेक्ट वर्क है, ये कैसे और इंटरेस्टिंग बनाए जा सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ AI. सो इसमें अगर आप कुछ रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल्स शेयर करना चाहें, या कुछ ऐसे यूनिक जो स्टूडेंट्स ने किया.
Yeah, bilkul. I mean, the thing is that these AI tools are very much there, like I said, for anybody's use. You know, it doesn't differentiate कि एक teacher ने use. The same way the parents, you know, they can also use, whether it's researching for some sort of a project, where there is so much of credible information out there. If you want to have simple features like summarizing, there is a huge text, you know, and you want the child to understand in a bit of a way which is easier for them, and they don't feel overwhelmed कि ओहो इतना बड़ा 5 pages का आंसर है, मैं तो ये कर ही नहीं सकती, you know, and they forget about it. You just take the help of an AI tool which summarizes the thing, which makes it much more easier, which provides a structure. You have a content which is in a paragraph form. Just ask an AI tool, could you please give me bullet points for the same information, and the tool does it beautifully out of the text which you have given him.
True.
The information, the content which you've shared with the tool, it'll give you the point by point system. And when you have these kind of pointers in front of you, it just makes it more interesting, and it feels oh, I don't have to go through that kind of a text which could have been very overwhelming for a child. So having these kind of features where you can make the research much better, you can make learning more better, memorizing is not as required as much as we used to. So all these things make it easy. Also the project presentation tools, just imagine that, you know, today we are using PPTs, we are using all playway methods, we are talking to the children while we are doing something. So these definitely prepare them, they kind of you know, they create a finish, they add a lot of ideas to the whole upbringing of the child, and that's very important. Also the way when we are using visuals, you know, considering that today we are talking about AI sitting in a studio and we are trying to talk about it. So this is a very interactive thing. This is not something which is very overburdened, can be done on the go, and that's exactly what we would want to do.
जी, so इसी में मैम एक चीज़ और आती है वर्चुअल लैब्स.
So we'll moving forward, we'll talk about the virtual labs where so basically what is virtual lab? ये एक virtual labs के लिए हमें कैसे AI help कर रहा है, उससे important है कि हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा पहले कि what is a virtual lab. एक वर्चुअल लैब एक कंप्यूटर बेस्ड लैब है, जैसे हम स्कूल्स में पहले देखते थे, एक केमिस्ट्री लैब होती है, एक फिजिक्स लैब होती है, एक बायोलॉजी लैब होती है, मैथमेटिक्स के लिए अपनी लैब होती है. But there are times, and there are, of course, we can say that there is a different, it is a difficult thing to provide every school with a dedicated lab, a physical lab where you walk in and you use all these features which are available, all these appliances which are available. So these virtual labs are basically, these are computer based labs. जब हम बात करते हैं computer based labs की, ये labs हमें help करेंगे एक ऐसा ही experiment करने के लिए online जो हम एक lab में करते हैं. हमने कोई chemical mix करना है, we are telling, basically we are using a computer based platform to do that and have the same kind of experience we would have in a physical lab. So virtual labs are very, very accessible. Obviously in distant schools, distant education where the child cannot physically have an access to the lab due to any reasons, maybe because the school is not able to have a lab, school की fund में नहीं है, हम छोटा school है, बड़ा school है, ये सब जो differentiations थे पहले वो खत्म होते जा रहे हैं time के साथ. आपके पास अगर internet है और आपके पास access है to any such tool, आपको एक real life experience घर बैठे मिल सकता है या classroom में मिल सकता है, even अगर आपके school में किसी भी कारण से लैब नहीं है तो. सो ये जो लैब्स, वर्चुअल लैब्स हैं, दीज आर समथिंग विच आर वेरी इनकरेजिंग. आज बच्चा कहीं भी बैठा कोई भी वीडियो देखकर अपना एक्सपेरिमेंट बना सकता है, ऑफ कोर्स इन मेकिंग श्योर दैट इट्स सेफ, एंड ऑफ कोर्स द एग्जांपल्स गिवन ऑन दीज प्लेटफॉर्म्स आर चाइल्ड सेफ एंड दे आर obviously they have to be done under supervision, but at the same time these are things which can be tried and the student can feel so much more interested in the subject.
सो मैम आई थिंक हमने अब तक जितनी भी बात की है ना पर्सनलाइज्ड कंटेंट की, टीचर्स को एम्पावर करने की, स्टूडेंट्स को सपोर्ट देने की, वर्चुअल लैब्स में सब चीज़ें अवेलेबल हैं. ऑल यू नीड इज स्टेबल इंटरनेट कनेक्शन एंड एन IoT डिवाइस इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव टूल, और आप इसके फीचर्स को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. इनफैक्ट अब जो मैं आपसे पूछने जा रही हूँ वो भी एक बहुत यूनिक फीचर है जो वर्चुअल लैब में हमें देखने को मिलता है, एंड दैट इज़ द इंक्लूसिविटी पार्ट. अब इंक्लूजन के बारे में जो हम बात करते हैं, मेनी पीपल हैव दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट इज़ ओनली रिलेटेड और ओनली रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू डिसेबिलिटीज़. ऐसा नहीं है. इंक्लूजन का मतलब होता है कि यू आर इंक्लूडिंग पीपल into the mainstream from all walks of life. You're trying to bring everybody on the same page. Now यहाँ पर आप उनकी बात करते हैं, those are children or people with special needs. यहाँ पर हम उनकी भी बात करते हैं जो कि different languages को जानते हैं, different cultural background से आते हैं. हम उनकी भी बात करते हैं जिनको emotional support या जो एक one-on-one communication है उसकी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत रहती है. तो जो हम inclusion का aspect है, inclusive education की जब हम बात करते हैं और हम support system की बात करते हैं, how do you think कि AI उसमें भी एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर रहा है, एंड इट इज़ इंडीड अ वेरी बिग सपोर्ट सिस्टम टू ऑल दोज जिनको शायद हम इमीडिएट वन टू वन एक ह्यूमन अटेंशन तो नहीं दे सकते, बट AI की मदद से काफ़ी हद तक उस डिस्टेंस को हम, उस गैप को हम ब्रिज कर सकते हैं.
Bilkul Harpreet, I think we've talked about the physical disability a lot. Of course, you know, there is a physical disability, your requirements would be different, where we talked about an example where we're having these ramps made, you know, for children who are using wheelchairs and all. But there are other disabilities also, which are maybe not as serious, but definitely require as much as attention as any other sort of physical disability would require. That's when we talk about the learning disability support. So जब हम learning disability की support की बात करते हैं, we have to understand that there would be children in our classrooms who would have certain learning disabilities, like we talk about dyslexia, dyscalculus, or we talk about ADHD. So these are children who are definitely a part of the mainstream, and they have to be given the best of education. But what are their requirements? We have to identify. The teachers have to put in extra effort to identify. And there was a time, you know, जैसे हम बाहर इंडिया से या इंडिया के बाहर भी ऐसे schools देखते थे जब ऐसे बच्चों को special requirement के लिए there used to be a, you know, if the child is not able to write but he knows his answers, there would be a special you know, there would be a special arrangement made where you would have somebody sitting next to you and writing down your answers for you because you have a disability. But now that can be very easily managed if we have got a content which is friendly to these disabilities, and we utilize those kind of features which are there in AI to help these children. So when we talk about hyperactivity, or we talk about ADHD, so obviously, you know, considering that these kids are little hyper, there is always a way, you know, we could use the patterns, colors, or combination of ways to teach them which are more soothing, which does not you know, makes it difficult for them to learn. So these are the kind of things which we have to adopt in our learning environment going forward, so that the learning experience is the best for every child.
तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि भले ही वो लैंग्वेज बैरियर हो या फिर वो कंटेंट ऐसा हो जिसे हमें लोकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में डिज़ाइन करना हो, हमारे वो बच्चे हो जो कि कुछ जिन्हें स्पेशल रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, हर किसी की नीड को हम फुलफ़िल कर सकते हैं थ्रू AI पावर्ड टूल्स. अब मैम हमने ये देखा कि कैसे वी कैन लर्न अक्रॉस डिसिप्लिन्स यू नो विद AI. हम यहाँ से साइंस और मैथ्स या किसी कॉम्प्लेक्स कॉन्सेप्ट की बात नहीं करते हैं, हम बड़ी बड़ी कोडिंग या यू नो इंजीनियरिंग कॉन्सेप्ट्स की बात नहीं करते हैं. हम सिंपल एवरीडे जो हमारी ग्रामर है, हमारी लैंग्वेज लर्निंग है, हमारी रूटीन टेक्स्ट हैं, उनको भी हम करेक्ट कर सकते हैं और काफ़ी हद तक खुद उनसे सीख सकते हैं, AI से सीख सकते हैं. यहाँ पर जब हम बात करते हैं उस राइटिंग की, उस रीडिंग की, एक और कॉन्सेप्ट आता है क्योंकि हम एजुकेशन के सिनेरियो में बात कर रहे हैं, दैट्स प्लेजरिज्म. बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स आपको बनाने हैं लेकिन आप रिसर्च नहीं करना चाहते हैं, आपने रेडीमेड मटेरियल उठाया AI से और आपने वो प्रोजेक्ट बना डाला. इनफैक्ट मैंने ये भी सुना है कि PhD करते वक्त भी यू नो जब थीसिस सबमिट करते हैं वो उसके लिए भी प्लेजरिज्म को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए ऑटो चेक होता है, एक सॉफ्टवेयर होता है ताकि आपकी थीसिस बिल्कुल आपका ओरिजिनल वर्क हो. सो इट इज़ अ थ्रेट, ना सिर्फ इसलिए क्योंकि आप बहुत जल्दी वो अपनी रिसर्च नहीं कर रहे हैं, पूरा फोकस करके प्रोजेक्ट रेडी नहीं कर रहे हैं, बल्कि ऑल्सो जब हम बात करते हैं 21st सेंचुरी स्किल्स की, जहाँ पर हम क्रिएटिव लर्निंग, हम इनोवेशन, आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल्स, एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, इनको डेवलप करने की बात कर रहे हैं, इनको एनहांस करने की बात कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसे में अगर हमारे पास सब कुछ रेडीली अवेलेबल हो जाएगा तो फिर हम क्यों ही मेहनत करेंगे, और कहीं ना कहीं इन द लॉन्ग रन हमारी मेमोरी पर, हमारे एग्जीक्यूशन पर उसका असर पड़ेगा. सो हाउ डू यू थिंक कि जो AI है वो लिटरेसी में, डेवलपमेंट में, या फिर हमारी लैंग्वेज लर्निंग में, या हमारे इस तरह के एजुकेशनल प्रोजेक्ट्स में हेल्प कर सकता है और इन थ्रेट्स को ओवरकम भी कर सकता है?
Definitely, Harpreet, like we talked about, you know, the checks and balances and making sure that AI does not hamper our school education. You have tools, you have ways and means to check the credibility of all the work the children are producing today. So there are AI tools like, or there are apps like Turnitin, you know, which checks for plagiarism. But before we go into that, I would like to explain what is plagiarism in the basic sense of the term, in the most simplest way. So plagiarism is basically जब हम किसी का idea या content या किसी का कोई भी काम you know, चुरा के उसको अपना बना के without giving that person the credit of the work. Of course, you know, if I am citing something, I'm taking a reference from a book or from an article or from an online research paper, and I'm mentioning that this particular piece of work has been taken from here, and anybody who wants to access the rest of the article can go and check this particular site or this particular web page. that is not plagiarism. But yes, if I am taking everything from the internet and saying that this is my piece of work, this is Simrat Sarkaria's piece of work, that's when the plagiarism comes in between. So plagiarism is obviously in academic or any academic field, whether it's school education or it's college education, university education, or like you said, PhD thesis or anywhere. Plagiarism is not something which is acceptable. So there are ways the teachers can make sure that the students are using their own critical thinking, they are using their own brain, and basically not copy pasting or making it. Like I said, there's a difference between smart work and hard work, but at the same time, you cannot be having a dishonest piece of work. That's also not something which is acceptable. So what it does, if there is a piece of work, the teacher definitely, when it comes to such research, thesis and things like that, you can, the teachers can make sure that they check the piece of work which has been produced by a student, get it checked through the app, and if there is anything, there are obviously, different apps, different tools have a certain number of words. If in a continuity, certain number of words are picked up from a website or from an online article and have not been cited or have not been quoted or given a reference from, these are all different terms basically to say that, okay, I have seen this piece of work online and I found it extremely useful for my research paper and I have picked it up from there, and this is where you can go and get the rest of the article from. If that is not all followed, it comes under plagiarism, and the teacher can very much identify it.
So you don't have to rely on artificial intelligence wholeheartedly or in a full-fledged manner. Just take it as an assistive tool. अगर आपको अपनी writing में कुछ improvisation करना है, आपको grammatical errors आपको check करने हैं, वहाँ पर आप उसे as an assistive tool use कर सकते हैं. पर आपकी research, आपका जो contribution होना चाहिए उस particular project के लिए, वो आपकी खुद का hard work होना चाहिए. And I think that's where we have all these tools, writing assistance या grammar correction के लिए जो हम use कर सकते हैं.
Yeah, definitely. There is a very easy tool by the name of Grammarly. Anybody can use it, a teacher, a student, a parent, anybody. So when you make sentences, there is an obviously grammatical errors, and it tells you in the most efficient way that, this word needs to be replaced by this, or this is not the correct grammar, or this is not a right pronunciation. That is anyways what we were doing on Google also. You go, you search for a word, it breaks down the pronunciation for you, that if you have to pronounce a particular word, this is how you pronounce the word. So pronunciation हो जाए या comprehension है या हमारा grammar है, there are tools which make it easier for us to learn. And these are the children today, the school going children today, without any doubt, and should very proudly be using these apps and tools for their betterment, for their better learning experiences. And there is nothing wrong in them, because these are very much there for everybody's access. And these are also I would say that these are very vetted tools. They have been made sure that they are there, the data privacy part of it, or making sure that the terms and conditions of using these apps are very much out there, and these companies are making sure that whatever features are there in these particular apps, they are very children friendly, and they are being used for the educational advancement of the child and not for any other inappropriate reasons.
Right. Ma'am, apart from school education, there are many other co-curricular activities where a child can participate or he or she can be a part of, और उसके लिए overall development के लिए बहुत important है, उसके holistic development की जो हम आजकल बात कर रहे हैं उसके लिए बहुत important. How do you think when it comes to preparing for such competitions, for example, Olympiads and other such important competitions on global platforms, यहाँ पर हमें AI help करता है?
So like I said, there are so many tools for education today, and of course if you have a speech to make, or you've got a debate where you want to participate, you want to create a classroom environment where you are kind of debating and there are people who are listening, and there are people who are asking questions at the same time, or there's sort of a healthy kind of an experience which you have before the day of the actual debate or the actual speech. These all playway apps can be making sure there are quizzes, there are competitions which are designed for these kind of tests to be taken before the actual day, so that they give you an experience of what you are going to face, what it's going to be like to be sitting with 10 other people and competing, and you can have that kind of a mock experience early, before going to for the test or going for the day of when the final exam is. So these are the kind of apps which are designed, which are very helpful, and the children are making use of them very much so, I would say.
Right. So of course in the slide also you can see that, we have
Yeah.
mentioned some of these apps. Now we were talking about, report generation. Like once a teacher assesses a student, तो उसका फिर एक प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट रेडी करना पड़ता है। और आज प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट का मतलब सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं है कि आपने सब्जेक्ट में कितने मार्क्स स्कोर किए और आपका
course
ये
not,
रैंक है।
yeah.
नो, इट्स बियॉन्ड दैट।
Yeah.
आप वहाँ पर बच्चे का सोशियो इमोशनल बिहेवियर है उसको भी रेट करते हैं, आप उसके वर्क एथिक्स या इसके डिसिप्लिन को रेट करते हैं, आप उसके इंटरेस्ट को रेट करते हैं, उसकी इनोवेशन, उसकी क्रिएटिव जो स्किल्स हैं उसको रेट करते हैं। सो बियॉन्ड ट्रेडिशनल एग्जाम्स जब हमें प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट्स बनानी होती हैं और हमें इस रिपोर्ट को शेयर करना होता है पेरेंट्स के साथ, और ये खुद सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी होनी चाहिए, यहाँ पर एआई का क्या रोल रहता है?
I think that is where the AI is most helpful. Earlier, like you said, अगर हम progress report में क्या देखते थे? Academically, how much the child is doing. But today, academics alone cannot design a child's future. It cannot be the only sole factor in deciding what I'm going to do in my career, what I'm going to do in life generally, how happy as a human being I'm going to be. There has to be so many more facets to a personality. There has to be a 360 done for a child, basically, when you're analyzing not only their academic progress, but of course उन्होंने curriculum co-curricular activities में कितना participate किया, how good they were, how bad they were, if there were any activities like debates or any creative competitions where how creative the child is, whether the child has interest in a particular art or not. All this has to be comprehensively taken when it says it has to be taken in a total, and the feedback reports of the teachers can only be based on everything together. So when they use the AI tools for generating these kind of reports, the feedback goes in where they are putting everything in there and getting a holistic view. When I say a holistic view is that, okay, if this child is not good in maths, he's very good in his art, he's very good in sketching. So the child has to be encouraged towards sketching rather than just being forced to learn maths, because that's not something he's enjoying, that's not something which comes naturally to him. But he could be a very good artist tomorrow. So all these things have to be incorporated in that report. And when the teachers are using these AI tools to generate those kind of reports, it's very much helpful for them to know what the child really wants, what the child enjoys doing the most, so that the education experience today not only is something which helps them for the future, but also is becoming a very joyful experience.
Yeah, because joyful experience and experiential learning is what we are stressing upon when it comes to NEP 2020, when it comes to our new curriculum. और यहाँ पर जॉयफुल लर्निंग हमारी तब होगी जब हमारे टीचर्स जॉयफुल रहेंगे, उनकी कंटिन्यूस प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट होती रहेगी। यहाँ पर भी एआई का बहुत बड़ा रोल है, बिकॉज यू हैव टू ट्रेन आवर टीचर्स इन दिस मैनर कि वो आज जो ग्लोबल एक नीड है नॉलेज इम्पार्ट करने की, उसको समझ सकें, अकॉर्डिंगली खुद को प्रोफेशनली मोल्ड कर सकें और वो लेसन्स इम्पार्ट कर सकें जिस तरीके से करने चाहिए। क्योंकि हम अब चाहते हैं जितना ज़्यादा हम डाइवर्सिटी को समझते हैं उतना ज़्यादा हम इंक्लूजन की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। वी आर मूविंग फ्रॉम इंक्लूजन टू इंटीग्रेशन, और एआई को क्लास में इंटीग्रेट करने के लिए, रूटीन टीचिंग लर्निंग का इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट बनाने के लिए टीचर्स का एम्पावर्ड होना, उनको स्ट्रेंथन करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। एंड हियर वी प्रोवाइड कंटिन्यूअस प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट। एनसीईआरटी इज़ very important organization in this regard, जहाँ पर हर दूसरे दिन किसी न किसी I would say नए प्रोग्राम में, किसी न किसी नए इनिशिएटिव में टीचर्स को ट्रेन किया जाता है और एआई की हेल्प ली जा रही है। सो मैम, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दिस थिंग विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है चाहे आप किसी भी वर्कफोर्स का हिस्सा हो, आप एक कॉर्पोरेट में काम करते हो, आप स्कूल एजुकेशन में हो, कंटिन्यूस प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट हमेशा होनी चाहिए, नहीं तो आपके काम में वो एनहांसमेंट और वो एक एनरिचमेंट नहीं मिलेगा, जो कि फिटनेस नहीं मिलेगा, जो कि बहुत ज़रूरी है।
Definitely, I think we all need to continue learning. That's the only way forward. And like I always say, change is the only constant. Things are going to change. Education is going to change. The way we have to respond to the children's education is going to change. So for the teachers, it's very important to know that they have to train themselves. They have to relearn, reinvent themselves every now and then. Whenever obviously the teachers who are already in the workforce have to go on for these training courses, because it will help them. It will help them understand what are the requirements of the today's school going children, how they can customize their classroom lessons to their best of their abilities, so that the children can pick up things better, so that it's not cumbersome for them as well. They don't have to do the tedious task of doing the same monotonous things again and again. वही काम फिर से करके attendance ले ली, notes बना लिए, वो चीज़ें करने से अगर हम उसी से हम बेटर है कि हम AI टूल से अपनी वो रोज़मर्रा की चीज़ों को करके एंड वी कैन स्पेंड मोर टाइम्स इंटरेक्टिंग विद द स्टूडेंट्स, सो दैट विल बी वेरी मच बेनिफिशियल फॉर द टीचर्स, बिकॉज एक तो समझ में आएगा कि आज के बच्चे कैसे डिफरेंट है, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली दे हैव सो मच ऑफ एक्सेस, दे आर हैविंग टैबलेट्स एट होम विच दे आर iPads, they are having smartphones, they see their parents work from home, there's a computer always open in front of their parent, so all these, they have a very different way of looking at the world like we did. When I was growing up, probably for a printout we had to go to a shop to get a printout done, or when we had to take a few pictures from the internet and get them printed, it used to be such a task that okay, go have a cafe where cyber cafe was the buzzword. Yeah. So these are the things which we've kind of, we see it all around us. We've got printers in the house, we've got Xerox machines, everything is out there. And for children, the questions have changed. Today the children are not asking the same questions what we were asking 20 years back.
And I think teachers also need to move from, traditional teaching learning practices to modern teaching learning practices. I know that as a student, so many questions of mine were left unanswered. I was really not satisfied with the way teacher was explaining things to me. Probably she didn't have, of course, we cannot question her skill, but probably she didn't have enough professional training to cater to the needs of individual students, which was, I think, very important thing. बिकॉज अगर वो नहीं होगा, एक स्टूडेंट शायद उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में कभी अपना इंटरेस्ट डेवलप नहीं कर पाएगा. इट ओनली डिपेंड्स हाउ वेल अ टीचर टीचर्स दैट अ स्टूडेंट इज एबल टू मेक अ करियर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर फील्ड, इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट. सो यहाँ पर प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट बहुत हेल्प करती है. आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स को समझते हैं, आप अपने लेसन प्लान्स को समझते हैं, और आप अपने जो क्लासरूम में जो भी चीज़ें हो रही हैं, चाहे वो स्टूडेंट्स का बिहेवियर है, चाहे वो रूटीन टीचिंग लर्निंग है, उनमें छोटी छोटी माइन्यूट डिटेल्स को आप ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, एनालाइज करते हैं, अकॉर्डिंग you execute. Collaborative learning communities, आपने बहुत important point mention किया. It's not that you're dealing only with the students, you're also dealing with the parents, you're also dealing with the community, और सबको engage कर चलना है. मैम, इसमें एक ये चीज़ मैं आपसे समझना चाहती हूँ कि यहाँ पर टीचर्स के पास पढ़ाने के अलावा और भी बहुत रूटीन टास्क होते हैं जिन्हें हम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव टास्क कहते हैं. और हम ये देखते हैं कि कई बारी, ये मैंने टीचर्स के मुंह से खुद सुना है, इट्स राइट फ्रॉम द हॉर्सेस माउथ, कि हमारे पास इतना भी टाइम नहीं हो पाता कि हम स्टूडेंट्स को फुल्ली अटेंशन अपना दे पाएँ, जस्ट बिकॉज वी आर ओवरबर्डन विद सम अदर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव टास्क. हाउ डू यू थिंक दैट AI कैन ऑल्सो हेल्प in reducing the workload of teachers when it comes to administrative tasks or in delegating the task to other people? तो इसमें भी थोड़ा सा बताएं, स्कूल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के पर्सपेक्टिव से AI का क्या रोल है?
Definitely, you kind of asked a very important question, Harpreet. Today, actually, when we go to schools or when we see children going to school from 9 to 2 or 9 to 3, we think this is this is the school operational hours. But for the teachers, it's not the same. It's a very tedious task, They are coming way before the students come in and they stay long hours, They're working on Saturdays, they're sometimes even working on weekends, on Sundays, because they are having such a workload. So basically now it's the time for the teachers to understand that rather than considering that these tools or these applications are going to take away their jobs, they can incorporate them in their daily life, in their the way they are teaching, the way they are conducting themselves, and make it so much easier so that they are also not burdened. So for that there are a lot of applications, there are a lot of tools, Teacher Metric being one of them, where you can delegate so much of your administrative tasks to an app, where a tool which can help you, kind of streamline it for you, prioritize it for you. Also, when we are making timetables, there was a time when the teachers had to actually physically jot down that which teacher is available on which date and which class is she taking at that particular time, so that she is not given to another class, so that she is not delegated twice to 2 classrooms. If she is a science teacher, she is not teaching the 6th and the 7th standard at the same time. So this used to be all done manually. Now we've got applications, we've got tools where there is no need for manually to sit. You can prepare timetables by just giving the data. Okay, these are 10 teachers, 20 teachers available for this particular class, and these are the days they are available on, and these are the lessons they want to kind of impart to their students, and the timetable is auto generated. These are the things which we need to take the help of these AI tools, because they would make the life so much easier. The same way when we talk about the attendance, the biometric is doing everything. everything, whether it's your fingerprints or it is the catching the retina of your eye. It's दोनों तरफ से, या वो आपकी शक्ल देख के फेस रिकॉग्निशन से आपके अटेंडेंस मार्क हो रही है या आपके थंब प्रिंट से हो रही है. लेकिन इट इज़ सो मच ईजियर देन कि एक 45 मिनट्स की क्लास में टीचर एक्चुअली मैन्युअली बैठ के सबकी अटेंडेंस ले रही है. ये सब जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, दे आर वेरी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग. सेटिंग अप क्वेश्चन पेपर्स, ओके, सो फॉर इंस्टेंस यू आर सेटिंग अप क्वेश्चन पेपर, यू हैव टू डू 4 sets of question papers, having the same level of difficulty. It is so much easier now to take the help of an app to do all this,
right?
Because इससे क्या होगा कि आप एक्चुअली अपना काम एफिशिएंटली लेकिन उसी
प्रिसिशन के साथ कर सकते हैं. सो मैम, हमने इतनी सारी बातें करी, अब हम वी आर ऑलमोस्ट रीचिंग द क्लाइमेक्स ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन. लेकिन पिक्चर इतनी रोजी नहीं है, कुछ चैलेंजेस हैं, कुछ ऑब्स्टिकल्स हैं, कुछ लिमिटेशंस भी हैं. हर जगह लिमिटेशंस आपको देखने को मिलती है जब हम बेनिफिट्स की बात करते हैं. तो यहाँ पर एआई के चैलेंजेस और लिमिटेशंस क्या रहेंगे?
AI के challenges तो बहुत हैं हरप्रीत. If we see, we cannot always say that it's a very rosy picture like you said. Of course, but we have to be very mindful, and this has to be done under supervision, especially when it comes to school education and school teachers. We have to make sure that all the apps which we are using, all the tools which are being prescribed for any school education, they are following all the rules and regulations of data privacy.
Okay.
All your data, whether it's your performance reports or whether you are coming to school or it's your general behavior, all that data the app is taking in. But this data cannot be misused and cannot be overly used until and unless you've signed for the terms and conditions. Of course, the data has to be age appropriate. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. You cannot have data on the applications or tools in school which is not appropriate for that particular class or for that particular age. That has to be very mindfully designed. All the tools which we kind of subscribe to have to be very very mindfully done. Also we have to understand the digital divide. आज भी कई schools हैं जहाँ पे internet access या computer access नहीं है. So Are we talking about that वो लोग पीछे रह जाएंगे, वो बच्चे प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर सकेंगे हमारे बाकी बच्चों की तरह? कंसिडरिंग दैट ऑलरेडी सोसाइटी में इकोनॉमिक डिवाइड है, there are kids who do not still have access to good education. We cannot leave them behind. There has to be ways and means, policies, frameworks to make sure that these kids are also getting the benefits of AI like any other child.
Right.
Of course, overly relying on the technology would mean that we are killing the critical thinking of the child, which is not the purpose of AI any day. So the teachers have to be mindfully utilizing all these applications, tools in the classroom education, considering that they cannot take away their the curiosity and the critical thinking and the development of the child. So ways and means have to be adopted which are in which are going parallel, but at the same time everything exists.
So now that we have done the entire conversation, if you have to summarize this entire conversation, this entire training program in a nutshell, how would you do that?
So I would just just to say it's been a very good experience for Robotic India and for all of us here to be imparting all this education on AI, considering, like I said, we are mostly born and brought up in the 90s where we did not have access to an AI textbook or an online session like this. Firstly, I would like to encourage the teachers that this education program which has been brought to you by NCERT is something which is there for your betterment, which is there for making things life easier for you. So please definitely go through it and kind of take the assessment. You'll see how easy it is, and you can utilize all these things in your everyday classrooms when you are talking to your children. उनको पढ़ाने में एक path forward है, आप ज़्यादा empowered feel करेंगे. आपको ऐसे लगेगा नहीं कि ऐसा कुछ है जो आप miss out कर रहे हो या आपको नहीं पता है. आपके पास आप एक informed decision making में कर सकते हो, considering that this is the need of the time. But at the same time, does not take away the role of a teacher. You are still the mentors, you are still the guides, the anchors we look up to, and the students will continue to look up to.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this entire presentation with us in such a beautiful manner. Really, we thank you and your entire team for making this online training a success. And viewers, this is the culmination of our online training on artificial intelligence and robotics in education. Today on 6th day, the last day, we talked about AI in everyday life, classroom friendly examples. Hope you have got the maximum benefit from this session, and as I mentioned you earlier, please Diksha पे जाकर आप इस कोर्स को अटेम्प्ट कीजिए और आप जितना ज़्यादा स्कोर करेंगे you'll be entitled to the certificate. 70% से ज़्यादा आपको स्कोर करना है. So with this it's a wrap, and let me tell you very quickly what's coming up next. Here is the program schedule. In a short while from now, you'll be watching a session on inclusive classrooms जिसमें हमारा सब्जेक्ट रहेगा हिंदी. Topic is right there in front of you. With this is a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, signing off. Namaskar.